Hi, I'm Sharon Hales. Welcome to another edition of Foothills Finds. I want to invite you in today to Galco's Soda Pop Stop here in Highland, California. We're not very far from Pasadena and downtown LA. It's really a throwback in time to go inside here, and it's a mecca for soda pop connoisseurs. I'm here with John Neese. He's the owner of Galco's Soda Pop Stop. He is a legend because of what he's done with the place. John, tell us, you are a legend, tell us how you ended up being in this store.
How? Well, when I was a little kid, my father took me to work with him, and I just started working, and I liked it. You know, every time you walked in, there was something new to do. You weren't doing the same thing every single day.
Now, when you started when you were 5 years old, it was not a soda store at the time. This was in 1955 that your father came here.
Yeah.
And it was a grocery store at the time. When did you transition into a soda pop stop?
Oh, about 17, 18 years ago.
Okay, so in about 2000?
Roughly 2000.
All right, and tell us what's featured here. How many varieties of soda do you have?
Well, right now we have about 750 sodas on the shelf. We have an equal amount of beers also. And anything in here you can buy one of. You don't have to buy a six-pack.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah. So if you wanted to try something, try it. Don't get stuck with something you don't like.
Well, I understand that Galco's motto is freedom of choice.
That is true.
Tell us how you arrived at that motto.
Well, I went out shopping one day and I wanted to buy a six-pack, and the person said, well, I'm sorry, but we only sell 24 packs. And I looked and I said, but I don't need 24. Oh, I'm sorry, that's the only way we sell them. And I said, I'll never do that to one of my customers. They can buy one of anything in here.
So it's a political statement. This is where democracy still reigns, that you can have freedom of choice at Galco's Soda Pop Stop. Galco's has an amazing array of flavors. Tell us some of your highlights. What are the most unusual flavors here?
Well, for example, we have the Moxie, the cane sugar Moxie, and that goes back to 1884. And the one we have, you can, if you had a bunch of people in a room and you gave them each a little sip of it, everybody would tell you they taste something different. You may get a cola, root beer, cinnamon, vanilla, licorice, black cherry. You might get one flavor, you might get two or three. We have that. We have a spruce beer that tastes just like a pine tree.
Oh my goodness.
We have a cucumber soda that actually won the Soda of the Year competition and started here. It is absolutely magnificent. And Illy's from Romania. So
and you have flower sodas, don't you?
Yes, we
Florals?
do. Well, that's where we started with his rose, and he said, I saw you on the food channel, and I'm from Romania, and we still know how to press the rose petals, and you have to carry my soda. I'm going to send you samples, you'll see. He sent the samples, I tasted them, I'm going, oh my goodness, the American people have never been exposed to anything like this. This is delicious. So we got them in, and that's where we began.
And you have all sorts of fruit sodas.
Yes, we do. And we have them made with fruit, and we have them brewed like a beer, so they have natural carbonation. This one here is the Empire Spruce Beer, and it's a very old flavor. I mean, if you ever thought about it, who would drink a pine tree? And this one right here is Mr. Cucumber, and we carried it for 5 years before anybody knew anything about it. We were the only one in the country. What happened when I asked Illy if he made anything else, and he says, yes, I make a cucumber, but nobody will give me a chance. Everybody wants to know how many cases I sold, and we started chuckling because I said, well, Illy, we both know that if you're not selling any, you can't tell anybody how many cases you're selling, can you? So we ordered them, and for 5 years we had them, and after 5 years he entered it in the Soda of the Year competition, and it won. It beat out Coca-Cola Sprite Green.
We're in a great part of the store where you can actually buy a sandwich or get your own specially created drink. We're at the Creation Station. John, tell us what the Creation Station is.
Well, I want to tell you, this was kind of something that it took about 5 years to think through. But it's very simple. It's just the flavors of syrup and a machine that dispenses carbonated water. And you can make your own soda. There's a bottle here.
And you get the glass bottle?
Yeah, you get the glass bottle. You fill it up with water to about here. You put 8 to 9 pumps in it. It comes up to here. You cap it. You turn it over to mix your flavors and then label what you have. And that's what we do. By the way, I want you to know Pepsi-Cola sent people, 30 people from headquarters here. And the head guy, his name was Rios, comes in and he says, oh, that's not very sophisticated. And I said, you're right. And I said, everything is so sophisticated today, it isn't any fun. And I will tell you, people come back here, they make you talk about weird, they make really, really weird flavored things.
I bet.
And everybody has their own their own idea of what weird is or what good is. So they have a chance to do it here.
Well, I think another motto for Galco's could be, sophisticated isn't fun. That's a really great line. This is totally fun. You could bring your kids here for a birthday party activity.
Oh, we've had that.
And by the way, I bet this is a #1 stop for out-of-town visitors. Do people bring
do.
their friends from all over the country here?
When we first started, my father said, you ought to get a sign-in book for all these people that are coming over. And I'm like, Pop, it's going to be over in a year or two. It's just going to be over. Well, now we're working on our 18th year, and we get people from all over the world.
You're an institution, is
well.
what you are. We're in what used to be the produce section of this old grocery store, and now it is the vintage candy section. I will be shopping here in a few minutes. But John, I wanted to just close out my time with you by asking you, who is your typical customer? Who comes here?
Oh my goodness, there's no one who's typical. Everybody comes from all over. I mean, we get a lot of people from around the world that have heard about us.
Are
And
they
come
just
in
all
here.
individuals who come in, or do you sell to big
Oh
corporations?
no, we don't sell to big corporations, but we do sell to small restaurants. A lot of these things, we have direct relationships with back east as far as the products go. So we bring them in and then we distribute for them out here.
Mm-hmm. So you send to all around the country, and we know your sodas are bought from all around the world. You're really a global institution then, aren't you? Well, thanks for making Los Angeles an interesting place for us to bring our relatives and guests to. And I wish you the very best. Thanks so much for being with us today. This is one of the most fascinating trips down memory lane I've ever been on.
Well, thank you very much for coming, and I hope everybody enjoys it.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks for joining us at Galco's today. You can find me at SharonHales.com, and I'll see you next time on our next edition of Foothills Finds.